Hi everyone, I'm Andrea from Sunnyside Healing Arts in Toronto, and today I want to talk to you about making mistakes. And the reason that I'm bringing this up today is because it's following hot on the heels of what is being called the biggest blunder in Oscars history. And it's been all over the news today, it's all over the internet, and it seems to be what most people are talking about today. And the reason I'm bringing it up today is because this comes up a lot for me in my life, but also for my clients. And the thing is that we have a very interesting, and I'm not going to say helpful, approach towards mistakes. So mistakes are actually really human. It's very, very hard to get through life without making mistakes. But when we make mistakes, we can experience all kinds of uncomfortable emotions like shame, embarrassment, humiliation, you name it, right? We all know what it's like to make a mistake and to experience those uncomfortable emotions. But what we tend to do when we make a mistake, which is again very human, is we tend to really blame ourselves, we criticize ourselves extremely harshly, and when we do that, we end up putting our nervous system into a state of high arousal, and we inhibit our ability to be able to process the mistake. So what if we were able to look at a mistake as information that we can learn from? That's the healthiest way to be able to learn how to manage mistakes. And when we do that, we can actually learn from them and use them as a tool for growth and change so that we don't have to find ourselves in similar experiences again. So I'll say for me, as I do my February month in review, I made quite a few mistakes this month. It was actually quite shocking. And a few of the mistakes that I made, if not most of them, I was experiencing embarrassment, humiliation, disappointment. I was feeling ashamed of myself for a while, and that was horrible. And that put my nervous system in quite a state of arousal that was hard for me to bring myself down from. But when I took some deep breaths and I learned and I thought about what was, behind the choices that I made, then I was able to use them as learning tools. Oh, when I did that, which ended up creating the mistake, that's what happened. So next time when I'm in that type of situation, I can make a different choice, because in every mistake that I made, I gained information that can help me not to do that again. And so it reminded me of a Steve Jobs quote that I heard years ago that I was really uncomfortable with, where he said something to the effect of, I have learned more from my failures than I have from my successes. And I remember when I heard that, I was thinking like, oh, that sounds awful, right? The thought of making mistakes and having failures can be a way that we identify ourselves, and that affects our self-esteem, and it has really negative consequences. Whereas if we're not trying, then we're not making mistakes. There's no way we are going to experience failures. So it's a way to stop ourselves from feeling negative, but at the same rate, we stop ourselves from living a fully authentic life, from trying. So I really wanted to bring this up today because I think this Oscars blunder has been handled really well. They've apologized for it. People have learned from it. There was all kind of emotion. There was a lot of acceptance. This is what it is. This is what happened. And that's great. That's being handled with grace and class. And when they do that, and when we do that, then we end up feeling better instead of worse. And so I really wanted to bring this up for you guys today, because it's very normal to make mistakes, but it's really helpful to be able to learn from them, come at ourselves with a sense of compassion and empathy. Oh, okay, when I did that, that's what happened. So how can I make a different choice for myself next time, learn from it, and not have to experience this again? I hope this helps. All the best.